Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Jason Wright Show. I am so glad you tuned in as we wind down this year. And if you follow me on social media, you probably saw something yesterday that I decided to do, which is pull the plug for the rest of the year. I am out on social media. I'm not looking at any social media. I'm not posting on social media. And I did this because I want 2024 to be like just on another level. I want it to be so good, and I wanted to just stop right now and start clearing my head and focusing on the things that really matter as I wrap up 2023, which has been a fantastic year, and really prepare for an even better 2024. You know, the motto of the Jason Wright Show is to improve always in all ways. That's truly what I'm always trying to do, is to get a little better each and every day. That proverbial 1% better every day compounded. That's what I want to achieve. And as I'm here in the holiday season, which, by the way, is my favorite time of year, I am a holiday season, Christmas season junkie. I listen only to Christmas music. I think Gemma and I have watched like 987 Christmas movies at this point. We watch cheesy Christmas movies. We watch the staple Christmas movies like Home Alone 1, Home Alone 2, which, by the way, are you like me? Do you think that when it comes to sequels, you got Godfather and Godfather 2, and some people actually want to say that Godfather 2 is better than 1, but you can't say that because Godfather 2 can't be Godfather 2 and as good as it is without Godfather 1. But still, I mean, it almost never happens to have like one of the most iconic films of all time be that good, and then the sequel rival it the way it does. Unbelievable. I don't know about you, and I might get some pushback on this, but I think Home Alone, the argument can be made that Home Alone 2 is as good as Home Alone 1. You're in New York the whole time. It's beautiful. Kevin still got his game. They are able to recreate the mousetrap house that it is. It's Uncle Rob's townhouse that's being remodeled. I mean, it's so good. And there's some really funny moments in it. But anyway, so I digress. But here's my gift to myself this holiday season. Instead of giving myself presents, I'm giving myself presents. Okay. See what I did there? A little play on words. I know I'm creative genius. I get it. I want to be fully present because here's what's going to happen, folks. Here's what we're in the middle of, and you know it. You've seen it, and it's probably crossed your mind. When it comes to Christmas, the momentum starts to build, and all of a sudden, we just start rolling like an avalanche toward Christmas Day. Before we know it, it's all gone. It's over. This magical, wonderful time of year where we see more family than usual. We feel a little lighter. We laugh a little easier. We get to go have fun. It's cold. It's sweater weather, which is just always kind of nice and cozy and awesome. It's just a special time of year, but it just flies by. And the older I get, look, I have become that old guy that says every year, my gosh, I can't believe it. Where'd the year go? Every year I say this. I am like an old pawpaw. I admit it. I fully confess. I'm the pawpaw saying, where'd the year go? Oh my gosh, sorry to Christmas. How'd that happen? Look, I am that guy. And I guarantee you, some of you are the same way. And the thing is with time is like a train going down the track that's never going to stop. What we do is we hop on every once in a while and we just kind of doze off and the train's still moving. Sometimes we look out the window. Sometimes we try to really focus far off in the distance to see what's going on. But nevertheless, time is a train that is never stopping. And here's the deal. Once you get off, it's still going to keep going. It's never going to stop. So the best we can do is try to, while we're on this train, stop, focus, and gather and be present as much as possible to truly enjoy the moments of life we have. And so what I decided to do was to just clear as much space in my head as I possibly could to be as fully and completely present this holiday season as I possibly can. And part of that meant getting off social media for a certain period of time because I don't know about you, but I do the mindless scroll every once in a while. I go to that little IV, that little virtual IV bag of dopamine that is on my phone, and I start to scroll. And it's not that I'm seeing things that are getting me upset or angry and I'm tired of all the turmoil. It's not that. It's just, as I look, I'm like, if I'm focused on social media and I'm scrolling, then what am I missing in the holiday season? What books am I not reading? What time am I not taking to just sit down and contemplate the magic and the miracle that is the holiday season that comes every single year? There's this scene at the very end of Scrooged with Bill Murray, one of my holiday staples. I'm going to watch it every year. I've already watched it once this year. I'll probably watch it again. At the very end of it, whenever Bill Murray has his kind of Ebenezer Scrooge revelation of just how wonderful this holiday is that he has always held such disdain for, he says, it really is a miracle that it comes every year. And if you think about it, folks, it is. This time of year, it's kind of a freaking miracle. It's like it's something that we always have no matter what. And that's one of the things that as time passes faster and faster and faster for me these days, come January 1, I'm not as bummed out that the holiday season is over. Instead, I start to get excited that now I have the rest of the year to look forward to Christmas. And in between January 1 and December 24, leading up to, because I love Christmas Eve. Christmas Eve is the height of the season for me. And then Christmas Day obviously is beautiful and wonderful, but I still like having that last night of anticipation. But between January 1 and Christmas Eve, I get to fill it with memories, and I get to fill my highlight reel with a great year and do all these cool things and plan out what I'm going to achieve that year and who am I going to see and what trips am I going to take and what are Jimla and I going to do and what are the girls and I going to do, what memories are going to be made. And it just starts to be fun to think about all these different things that are going to happen in between that time, knowing that it's going to culminate at the very end with the holiday season. And it's like all of a sudden you start to shrink the year and you realize that each month, each season, each quarter, they all have almost like a theme or something. But no matter what, God willing, if we make it, then Christmas season comes. And to me, that is almost a miraculous thing. It is so cool. And so in an effort to, since I know I can't really slow it down chronologically, there's no way to do that, but I can slow it down in my mind by making space and being present. And so presence, that is my gift to myself. I'm going to give myself as much presence this holiday season as humanly possible. And I am, usually whenever, because the schedule kind of lightens up, everybody kind of, just kind of starts to slow down. And so the demands kind of back off and we got to work all the way to the end of the year, right? But people are doing more parties, more Christmas parties, and it just starts to kind of slow down. And so when that happens, when that space starts to open up, usually the first thing I want to do is fill it with production. I want to go start figuring out what's going to be the next book I write, what's going to be my next blog post, what's going to be the next podcast episode, who am I going to try to get on the show, and what am I going to do with James Quandall and Gus Vickery and our company that we're working on together? How can I push that along? I start just hot talks with Jimlyn. What can we do? What kind of content can we create? What can I do to help her and push? I just start wanting to just fill that void, fill that blank space with all these different things that kind of allow me to get into the next year of feeling like I'm ahead of the game. Not this year. Instead, what I'm going to try to do is as little as humanly possible. I'm going to do those 20% things that have 80% impact. It is going to be minimal input, maximum output. And I want to create as much space in my head, in my schedule, in my time to just be all about this time of year. Spending it focused on Jimlyn, our customers, and getting to, and when I say that, I mean, yes, want to help her serve our customers at our retail business at Hot Tots, but more than anything, just being there to just talk to them, say, hey, how's your Christmas going? And hear their stories and just truly soak up this holiday season. I tell you all this because I think I've found something, because it was really bugging me. Every year it bugs me how fast this goes by. And I know I'm not that unique. I'm not. I just know I'm not. And I know if you're someone like me that you love the holiday season, you love Christmas, and you sit there and you just see these days passing so fast. Gosh, it's one more day down. It's like one more day closer to the end. And you think, gosh, did I do enough? Did I really enjoy the season? Did I go out and did I look at Christmas lights enough? Did I drink some hot cocoa? Did I put something on the schedule that says, okay, starting at 7 p.m., I'm shutting everything down. We're going to have a Christmas movie picked. We're going to have a cool holiday dinner. We're going to eat some popcorn or whatever, drink some hot cocoa, and we're going to build a fire now that it's finally getting cool at night here in Texas. And we're going to really just make it a magical Christmas night. We're not going to watch TV in bed. We're going to stay out in the living room because that's where the Christmas tree is. We're going to sit there and we're going to have the Christmas tree out the corner of our eye. We're going to enjoy the stockings on the fireplace. We're going to look out our window. If you put Christmas lights up, you can see the glow of the lights coming in through the front windows. I'm just going to bask in it. I'm going to be present. I'm going to soak it up. I'm going to slow time in my mind by being absolutely 100% present. That's what I'm trying to do. And so, again, because I'm not that unique, that is what I encourage you to do as a strategy, is to just give yourself the gift of presence. Give yourself lots and lots of presence. This is one time where it is absolutely better to receive than to give. Receive the gift of being present in the moment with the people you love. And look, those of you who are grandparents, if you have those grandbabies come by, just clear the decks and just soak up that time with them. Fellow parents that are of my age, I'm middle-aged. If you've got kids that are still off at college, or if you're like mine, they've just graduated from college and they live far off and they're coming in, clear the calendar. Start being proactive right now. And look, they may say, if they're like Rylan, my oldest, they're going to say, yeah, sorry, I'm going to be hanging out with my friends. When I'm in town, I'm going to be out with my friends. That's okay. Have time on the calendar where there's dinners planned, either in the home or you make reservations. You're going to sit down, you're going to watch a movie with them. You're going to take time to find out, how's it going in your job? Who are you hanging out with? I mean, do not take it for granted. Don't think just because they come home and they're going to be in the same town and under the same roof for a little while that these conversations are going to naturally occur. Don't take that for granted. Instead, create space for being present in this holiday season with the people you love. If you've got holiday parties planned with family where you go do the Christmas Eve or Christmas Day gift exchange or whatever you're going to do, think to yourself before you get there, before you even get to the party, how can I make a highlight reel of this evening? Can I do it by asking more questions than I give answers? Can I do it by truly going in there on a mission to figure out, I haven't seen some of these people. If you got family coming in from out of town that you don't get to see that much, that go with a plan to say, you know what? I truly want to leave understanding what my family's year looked like. I want to see my nieces and nephews and find out what's going on in their lives. I want have this goal to just to be lighter, to not get frustrated, to not get aggravated with people, but instead remember that life happens, life is crazy, and every single second is a gift. And it might be the very last time that all of you are in a room together at Christmas time. It could be the last Christmas for any of you. So not to be morbid, but just to be a little more proactive and deliberate to say, I'm going to go and I'm going to try my best to just make sure that when I look back on Christmas 2023, I remember a conversation I had. I remember that holiday specifically. In fact, that might be the goal, is just to make sure that every single year it's meaningful. It's not just Christmas. It was one of the Christmases that kind of blends in with the rest of them. But do something that makes it memorable. But be proactive. What are the conversations going to be like? What are they going to entail? Are you going to bring joy, or are you going to bring frustration, aggravation, and just let's just do this, let's check this box and get out of there? If you got to go anyway, then why not sit there and go, you know what? Let's reframe all this. Yes, it's a long drive to get there, and I've got to deal with people I don't really like to talk to. Instead of doing that, reframe it that this is just part of Christmas. It's just part of Christmas. I mean, look at the end of Christmas vacation. As frustrated as Clark was that Eddie and Ellen and the kids showed up, by the end of it, Clark pulled off his good old-fashioned family Christmas, and Eddie was a part of it. And let's face it, it would not have been the same without Cousin Eddie at that Christmas. You know it, I know it, we all know it. That Christmas needed some Eddie. So, I mean, it was Eddie that went and got Frank Shirley, Clark's boss, put him on a leash, big red bow, brought him back to the house. That was Cousin Eddie. So there's going to be a Cousin Eddie at your Christmas. And just think back to Christmas Vacation that, you know what? Whoever the Cousin Eddie is in your family, it's just part of the potpourri that is your family. It just wouldn't smell quite the same if that Cousin Eddie weren't there. Now, granted, I know that's a bad smelling potpourri if Cousin Eddie's there. I mean, if you remember, his famous Merry Christmas, the yip's full, right? You get my drift. So that's it. I'm not asking any of you to bail on social media. I wasn't trying to start a movement or anything like that. But if you do, kudos. Go find some. It's going to open up some space in leave the metaverse for a while to come into the physical universe and fill that time with conversations, coffees. Hey, you guys know I talk a lot about the fact that I don't do lunches, I don't do coffees that much, but this time of year, I think it's a good time to do those things you normally don't, to create space for just good, long, meaningful conversations, phone calls with no agenda, just checking on people, seeing how they're doing, being present. Being present is a great present to give to yourself. And here's the beautiful thing. I told you that this is one area where it's better to receive than to give, but let me tell you something. If you can be fully present around those you love, it will be a present for them. There's just a difference. People know when you're all in. People know when they've got your attention. People know when you're listening. People know when you care to be in their presence. People know when they feel loved by you. So you're giving a gift as well. So that is the message of this episode, is to remember that one of the best parts of the holiday season is the presents. The presents are cool. But presents, yeah, that's the good stuff. That's the good stuff. So as we rock through the rest of 2023, improve your presence always, in all ways, right on through the holidays. Sorry, couldn't help myself. Thanks for listening. I'm Jason, and I'm out.